Well, hello viewers. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the concept of moles. Well, mole is a unit of quantity, unit of measurement of quantity that is very vital in quantitative chemistry, but very important in quantitative chemistry. It has so many relationship with mass, concentration, molar mass, and all. But that's by the way, that's not our main goal for this video. But we're just trying to understand the concept of moles. Yes. So now, but before I give a typical definition of what mole truly is, or rather what mole is, we need to look at mole from this perspective of what does it. Looking at this, we want to look at it from what this perspective of what it does is equivalent to. So now, when we have 12 articles in 12 places, it's said to be what 1 dozen. So if you have, say for this marker, we have 12 markers. It therefore means that we have what a dozen of marker. That's what it simply means. So now, if we have 12 donuts, we have what? A dozen of donuts. So now coming to this other aspect of it now, looking at it, 1 mole of a substance. 1 mole of a substance, in this case now, let's say we have 1 mole of marker, it therefore equals to what? This value of number. So let's put it like this. In 6 points, writing this one in standard form, we have something like this. 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. So now, 1 mole of any substance contains what this contains what that particles, the particle of that substance in these places. Placed in what this particular, that's 602 what hexillion times of what that particular particle. Let me give a practical example of this. Take for instance, we have what 1 mole of what phosphorus. 1 mole of phosphorus, for instance. 1 mole of phosphorus. Now, I just used donuts and what marker to explain that. But in this case, now in the part of chemistry, we are actually what we are actually measuring is our what elements. And remember, elements are made up of what these little particles called what atoms, molecules, and ions. Molecules and what now ions. With that kept top of mind, let's move further. So now, the only difference between the aspect I used to explain as the pen and that of what element is that what the particles at this particular point that are coming together to give a mole of that substance are the what elementary entity. So I think at this particular point I need to give the definition to bring it full circle. I need to give the definition of what mole truly is. A mole of a substance is what the amount of that substance that contain as many elementary entity that is equivalent to what this value. That's equivalent to 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd, which is this value. Yes. So now, coming back to this, because this is chemistry, we talk about what? The particles. When we say particle, when we say elementary entity according to the definition, we mean what? The particle that makes up those elements. That's matter in general, the particle that make up matter. So now we have what? Atom, molecules, and ions. So now in this case, now 1 mole of phosphorus contain what? This value 6.02 to the 23rd of the particles of this phosphorus together, because when particles of phosphorus, which are atoms of phosphorus coming together to form coming together in this place, in this total amount, it gives us 1 mole of phosphorus. So if we have, going back to that marker, if we have what this marker according to this value, that's if we have this amount of marker, that's 602 hexillion, we have what a mole of marker. So the same thing is applicable here, but now what we are measuring is the particles of this element. This is the element. Phosphorus element. The 1 mole of this contains what these particles of what now? Phosphorus, which are what the atoms. So now atoms of phosphorus coming together in this place, in this amount gives us what a mole of phosphorus. Looking at it again with another element. Let's say we have 1 mole of, let's say 1 mole of sodium element. 1 mole of sodium element is equivalent to what? Contains this amount of particle. That is sodium element. Don't forget, elements consist of what? Tiny particles called atom, and atom consists of what? Tiny particles called ions. So now in this case, now sodium element, it consists of what? particles of sodium, which are atoms of sodium arranged together. Atom of sodium in this place, in this particular atom of sodium that is what equal to what this value gives us what 1 mole. Okay, so it's equivalent to what 6.02 times 10 to the what 23rd times 10 to the what 23rd. So that's what it basically means. So now 1 mole of a substance, just the way 1 dozen, or just the way 12 articles is equivalent to 1 dozen. You have what this particles of a particular substance in this amount gives you what 1 mole of that substance. So now just before I move on, this value when it comes to chemistry, which is usually viewed as it's usually called Avogadro's number, or they call it Avogadro's number or constant. This number was discovered by a scientist. This phenomenon was discovered by a scientist named Avogadro. So he's an Italian scientist. So it was that's why this value was named after him, Avogadro's number or Avogadro's constant. So with that being said, 1 mole of any substance is the amount of that substance that contains as many elementary entity that's equivalent to what now? This value. That's what 1 mole basically is. 1 dozen equals to 12 articles of that particular substance or particular thing. So now 1 mole of phosphorus element consists of what now? Atoms. Consists of atoms. This value of what? Atoms, which are the particles of phosphorus coming together to form phosphorus. Looking at this now, sodium element consists of what? Sodium atom. So now sodium atom in this amount gives us 1 mole of sodium element. So now this basically what the concept of mole is all about. And make sure you watch the other video where we're going there to show in depth to show the relationship between numbers of moles and other parameters of chemistry like mass, molar mass, and others. So now we'll see you in the next one. Have a nice day.